Well, g'day, it's John O'Brake here with another round of Monday Myth Check. It's that time of the week where we look at things that we believe to be true, hold to be true, think they're true, and we just hold them up to the light. This is not a myth bust, it's a myth check. Is it true? Are there boundaries where we should think about this a little differently? And today's myth check is that growth and making more money go hand in hand. And so this one is an interesting one. So some people might say, well, if I grow, I can be more profitable, I can make more money, basically make more money, right? And so, I can be more profitable, I can put more money in the bank. And so I want to really just look at this because at the end of the day, there are some concerns around this idea. So one of the first things that I do with clients is say, well, why do you want to make more money? Why do you want to grow? What are some of the things that are really important to you? Because if you get to a certain level of profitability, or you get a certain dividend or a certain return, what does that actually give you, right? Because that can be great future planning. So that's just one thing we do first anyway. Whether it's a myth or not, it's irrelevant. You should always understand why you're growing what you're doing, why you want to make certain amounts of money, how much is enough, all those sorts of things. Very, very important. So let's just put that aside for a minute and look at a couple of things that maybe we need to be very careful about when we talk about growth and profitability. The first one is that the growth can increase costs. Well, not can, growth does increase costs. And often there's a period of time where we're growing and we're not actually making as much money as we would like to be, or at least putting in as much away. And so growth actually is a cost exercise. It's kind of like why you invest in growth. You invest in something that you're going to maybe get a return on later on. And so understanding that piece first, okay? So growth does increase costs. It doesn't just give you profitability straight away. It plays into another piece where we understand in business, there are two things that are very important in business. Profitability is obviously massively important, but the second one is cash flow. Okay, you need to have cash. I can personally tell you my story about lack of cash in a business and the danger and the detriment that is and was, well, not so much is now, but was then. And so cash flow is really important, and as you're growing, cash gets tight. It really, really does. And so, and particularly if you're not as profitable as you hope to be. I think just because you're expanding your market doesn't mean you're making more money. All right, you might be expanding into the wrong market, you might be expanding in ways that your market's not tolerating price or consideration or whatever, or you may not just be building your business model effectively to capitalize on the market expansion and the different clients you're getting in. And so that's something to think about as well in terms of how you go about that. As you grow, I've seen this with a lot of clients, as you grow 5, 10, 20 million, 50 million, there's a lot that changes in your business. There's a lot that changes in your business. You've got to bring in more corporate style functions, new software. There's higher operating costs. There's challenges, there's cultural challenges, there's more input needed. HR is needed, for example, human resource functionality. And so managing team becomes more difficult. Layers of management, people that are not necessarily contributing to the bottom line, but are obviously contributing to the culture of the business. All those sorts of things add complexity and cost to the business. You need to focus on your systems. You need to think about how you can, how you can do things better, more effectively, and you need people to help you do that. You start bringing in more consultants and coaches. All these different things can erode those margins. There's one thing I'd like to add here as perhaps like a fourth thing that I think is really important is some people are just not cut out to to make millions of dollars in profit. And it's not that they can't do it. There might be a mindset around that. There might be a challenge. That comes back to that very first thing. Why do you want to go here in the first place? Okay, because that's going to tell me a lot about what you're going to achieve, how you're going to get there, and what it's all going to mean. So understanding that there is a mindset issue in here. And probably the last one I really want to tap into, it's more of a pragmatic one, is just the cost of customer acquisition. Obviously, if you're growing customers or clients, if you're growing your base, your customer acquisition costs increase as well. Now, every single one of these things that I've mentioned are all things that can be coached, that can be consulted, that can be guided, that can be developed. So in a sense, it's a myth that just because I'm growing my business, I'm going to be more profitable and make more money. It's kind of like when people say to me, maybe this is another myth check, is like, I'm going into business for lifestyle. It's like, well, good. Give that a go. Now, you can absolutely go into business for lifestyle, but there's a journey to get there, right? We craft these lifestyles, we do it deliberately. That's the whole point of all this. That's the whole point of the Forge Mentor, to bring people in to an intentional relationship, an intentional connection, and intentional accountability to actually get you there, so you know where you're going, but also how you're going to get there. So that's just something to look at today. I want you to go back and think about, why do you want to grow your business? What do you want to get out of this? And what will it give you when you get there? Just some really cool questions to ask, and then we can talk about what's the strategy around and what you're actually going to get after, because that's going to be a great natural fit. It's going to help you be more profitable, help you make more money, and help you grow effectively as well. But growth doesn't always equal profitability. I'm John O'Brake. This is Monday Myth Check. Growth equals profitability. Enjoy the journey.